Hi there, TIs. So, it seems like a few people now are getting their act together and making some really high quality videos. I can also see that lots of people are currently doing activism in their own way at the moment, which is good. But in this video, I thought I would discuss a few things about TIs coming together and working together a little bit more. Now, what I have done on my targeted individual channel is I have made a list of several subscriptions. Now, you can do that by going to your YouTube channel and choosing my channel, and this will lead you to a screen where you can view your channel as a subscriber, and then you select customize my channel, and then what you do is you scroll down to the bottom where it says, if you go right down to the end, you'll see it says add a section with a little plus sign. So you can click that. It asks you to select the content and the layout. You can select the content, which would be, well, you've got a list of various options. You've got videos, playlists, channels, and others. And under channels, they have custom grouping. So you choose custom grouping, and you can click add channels, and then you basically come up with a screen saying add channels to section. So in the section title, I called it active TI channels, and you have to go to their channel, copy and paste the URL, or you can probably do it by copying, pasting the channel username, and then putting that information in that box, and then clicking add, and then you've got an added channel. And that's how I've basically got this active TI channels list. So I haven't got all my subscriptions up there because I'm not sure if some of my subscriptions are genuine or not. But the ones that I do know are genuine, I've put to an active TI channel list. Now, this is important because everybody on this list, I'm quite sure, is a genuine TI, and they are all delivering good, high quality content. Now, my idea was to develop some kind of intellectual network between us. So you may or may not yet have got a message from me on one of your YouTubes or through Facebook saying, can you please subscribe to the other channels on the active TI channel list? Because I think if we start doing that, we are going to start finally forming the first intellectual network. I think it's already starting. I think a lot of people who I am in contact with, for example, know that that's the direction I'm heading in, and people are responding, and that's great. So sharing information. I definitely say that sharing information on Facebook is also very good. For example, it's very easy. What I'm doing now, you see, if something is actually really important that I think everybody should see, I'm just writing a post and I'm tagging everybody in that post, and I know that they're going to see that post. So I've got I've actually got 11 people on Facebook at the moment, and I copied that tagging technique from another TI who had been doing that, and I realised how effective that was in bringing TIs together. So I definitely think that being on Facebook is also important because it is a really fabulous and quick way to share things like articles between not just two people, between a whole group of people, and that's the difference, you see. So what I'm saying is we should all be friends on Facebook. We should all be able to tag all of us. We should all be on this YouTube subscriptions function because we can keep in the intellectual loop a lot better. And what I feel is happening is that a lot of people are producing really good content, but they are doing so slightly unilaterally. And what's happened is everybody knows it, that TIs have found it difficult to work together. So this is something that I'm also going to address in this discussion, because I'm thinking, for example, we know at the moment that there's a massive feud going on between some of probably the most active, high quality info contributors going at the moment, and that is, what's happening, unfortunately, between the old Techno Crime Fighters forum crew. And what is happening is a lot of people are spending a lot of time now responding to all these arguments between TIs. And the thing is, I think it's quite clear, we all know that everybody in that particular team is a genuine TI. So what I was thinking was useful about the YouTube subscriptions situation, if everybody subscribed to everybody in that subscription list. And I think that's happening. I've asked a few people already to do so. But I've also still got to get a few more people on board, because I've been contacting them. They're probably getting spammed by fake perp comments, and they're not reading the genuine comments, But I think over time, we have to start working as a team to get people together. So this is why I'm making this video at the moment, to say, look, if you think it's a good idea, let's try and get more other people on board. And the thing is, one thing I was going to mention is that we've had so many, there's been quite a few now, of these mass targeted individual groups, where, there was one where I think, was it Mr. Ishibashi-san in Japan? He amassed 1,100 targeted individuals. And I think groups often the thousands have been amassed elsewhere. But the thing is, my question is, well, where are these people? Why am I not finding them? Do they have YouTube channels? Because I think it's really important that the genuine TIs get out there and we get out in public. Like, it's not about, speed dating, for example, where everybody has a quick chat with an individual and we go around talking to each other. We need to basically be in a bar or a nightclub, where everybody is able to talk at the same time. Where we are bouncing ideas of each other. Now, the main problem, the main threat with that is if the perps very cleverly start to annoy people in the group, then what could happen is it could turn into an echo chamber of responding to other people's criticisms, other genuine TI's criticism. We can start arguing and it'll just be anything like that. But I think the good thing about using the YouTube subscriptions thing, or even Facebook, is that if you don't like somebody, you can just defriend them. If you don't want to hear someone's videos, you just don't listen to their videos, you don't subscribe to their YouTube channel. So I think that, we have to be able to overcome the differences between separate groups of TIs and still be able to all interact and all share this good information. Because I say, on my active TI channels list, I think that I've basically amassed 20 now. That's quite a high number of TIs who are all really switched on and producing really, good content. These are intelligent people who have recognised the problem and have vocal abilities. So what I'm thinking at the moment is that rather than perhaps even trying to go for those huge targeted individual groups, those mass groups that seem to be around, but I just don't know where on earth all these people are, maybe we could start trying to build the communication, the bar, club culture between just us 20, because if us 20 start to get talking, I think we could do it. We probably don't even need any more than, but there are more, and we can work together to get these other people on board, but we need to start locking heads together. And as I say, just take a look at my active TI channels list and look at the kind of information that these people are putting out, and it's it actually makes me feel very good, because I think firstly I've reconnected with a humanity that I forgot existed because I spent so much time with these perps. And, these people are actually really inspirational, and I'm really happy that in a way that I have an opportunity to make friends with people who are not just, zombified in the commercial system and watching all this ridiculous, horrible entertainment, quote unquote. These people are talking about real issues. So it's actually quite a pleasure to have this community. But as I say, we've got to make sure that we have to find a way that these individual squabbles are weeded out, because those are our greatest weakness. And what I'm trying to do at the moment is get a few of the Techno Crime Fighters Forum members in this sort of discussion circle. And one of these differences at the moment is the differences about justice. So these guys have different views about how justice should be meted out. it's something as simple as that. I mean, the thing is, I can see that there's two different views. Some people would say, burn them alive, and other people would say, put them in chains or put them in handcuffs, something like that. People feel differently about justice, but what's happened is the perps have used that genuine difference, that harmless difference of opinion, and it's split them up. We need to keep sharing information. So what I think is, this sharing information thing will progress. We will start getting more and more unified as we start pulling together more. And so this is why I am sort of trying to get you in that zone, in that unified zone with me, and hopefully we can start all coming together. So, and I definitely believe we have to use social media to do so. Another byproduct of this is about how we can get behind each other's ventures. Now, everybody on this active TI channels list has got their own different kind of ventures. I think we have to support everybody, but we have to be providing more support to each other. So if, for example, commenting on the videos, or commenting and feedback, the content that people are producing, let's start helping each other, because we are releasing information. And anyway, so there's that aspect. So I won't go into it too much more for now, because I've got a few other things to say, but I'll save them for a separate video. But yeah, just for example, Catherine Horton's affidavit drive. Now, she has been trying to get everybody together to do these affidavits. Now, again, this is something that the TI community should come together to support, because and I was also saying that we should maybe perhaps do a petition, for example, as well, for somebody. But we weren't able to come together, I think, either at that point, So, you see, we have to be able to come together on these issues without incurring any more as a set song, you see. That can't happen so much if we are just sharing information through YouTube, But this is why I think we need the intellectual forums, of the intellectual discussion through the online forums. So coming behind the affidavit drive I think is really important, as is coming behind Paolo's protests, and that's really important as well. Sharing, for example, the documentaries that the old TI television crew were making, Jeff Godwin has a campaign for decency. We should be coming behind that campaign in any way we can, and helping him to support that campaign, So, as I say, we are all working furiously. And Kenneth Peartree, for example, and a few other people who are not on this list yet, but I'll be updating that list as well. But he's making really in-depth documentaries. He's spending a lot of time really trying to make it clear, comprehensive. These people are really competent and useful people for us all. We have to capitalise on all our different strengths and all different backgrounds. So, so us becoming more interactive as a community, I think, can start by people in my active TI channel list now reaching out to the other people on the TI channel list and start making those connections, just leaving comments or writing to the email addresses that are on their websites or in the about section on their YouTube, trying to get these people's attention, because I know, for example, that all these people on my list, for example, it's difficult to get their attention. They are working so hard, they are being under attack. So, other people have got other people's attention already. So we just have to keep on working in that direction, I think. And then at some point, we've got to reach out to these supposed mass lists of 1,000, 2,000, hundreds of targeted individuals, because I think that some targeted individuals are genuine, some are fake. A lot of people have been getting these comments in their online chat. What you've got to do, I didn't realise, I learnt this myself as well. You've got to actually check on the channel and to see if it's got any content, if it's making any valid content, or it's just a sort of a front or a shell channel who's making nasty comments, So I think a lot of that's happening. But what we need to do is we need to start really having intellectual connections with the genuine TIs and not these fake TIs. So I'd really like to know where all these other TIs are. Can we come on YouTube? Can we come on Facebook? Can we? Because it's not enough just one person, having a list of all the different names. Because I think it was a fabulous amount of work that's been done in preparation, because I know other people have been collecting lists of TIs. That was a fabulous and necessary amount of work. But what we need to do now is go a step further with that data. We need to have a greater intellectual, conscious connection with the active TIs who are bringing out stellar content. So, I think we need to connect with the genuine TIs, good people. You can, you start to get a feel for who's good or not, and you have to actually really study people. Look, we have to be able to look into the histories. Do they have a Facebook account? Do they have YouTube? Are they making videos? Can you see them in person? Can you see their face when they are talking? Because the face gives away a lot of information, and you start to realise, if you start to study faces, you can see who is lying, who's thinking it's a big joke, who is vindicating their previous problems through this horrible narcissistic lie, and who is genuine. So, yeah, I will leave this video there, but more to come from me soon. But yeah, thanks everybody for making videos, because I am feeling encouraged, and actually I'm feeling quite optimistic at the moment, because when you start looking at everybody together and how hard everybody's working, it's actually quite a source of inspiration and motivation. So more soon from me. See you later, guys.